Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. So in today's video, it's going to be super short. It's just going to be a final summary review, a quick review of the Polar Star Bow and the Akuo Maru Claymore, okay? So I've already previously done the pre-release analysis for this and that was more in depth, okay? Now of course, because those were pre-release analysis, those would have some assumptions and theories made there, but regardless of that, I've already reviewed other people's reviews of it for both weapons, and I have just wanted to give a quick summary of that in this video here. So before we begin, please make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the notifications, and leave me some comments and some questions about about content in this video or any other video that you guys see. And please do check out my other videos as well. I post daily about Genshin Impact, and we'll be bringing in more and more content as we move along and grow this channel. So thank you. So with that being said, okay, so I'm sure many of you guys have already seen many of the other, bigger streamers out there already purchased the Polar Star Bow and have, obviously pulled on this banner, etc., and have gone from from R1 through to R5, and also along the way they may have gotten the Akuo Maru Claymore as well, which is a limited run banner, 4-star Claymore, and that one, some of them got them to R5 as well, and they've already done the damage test, etc., etc. So this video is just once again, just to summarize it all for you guys for a quick review. So basically, as you'll see on the thumbnail that will be attached after this, first of all, let's just make it clear. This weapon banner, you should just skip. I would just say 90% or even 95% of the player base should just skip this banner, especially if you're free to play or small spender, budget spender gamer. And also maybe even if you're like early gamer or mid gamer, because it's not necessary, first of all. Having said that though, for the 10% of you, which includes the whales, I guess, you wouldn't need me to tell you this, but you would have gotten it already, so that's fine. But for the 10% of you maybe that's considering pulling on this, or maybe already attempted to pull on it and are not sure if you should continue, so just hear me out. So basically, the Akuo Maru, let's start with that, is a 4-star limited Claymore. It will only appear on this banner, will not be added to the standard banner later. For you to get that to R5 is very difficult because you then have to pull significantly on this banner. And if you've seen the other YouTubers that get paid a lot of money or make a lot of money from YouTube and Twitch, those people have been pulling on this banner basically all day the other day when it first launched, and they got some of them even said they got 20 Eye of Perceptions before they got their Akuo Maru to R5. So like again, the statistics and the numbers, the probability is not on your side unless you're super lucky, okay? And that's again if you're lucky. Okay, that's just first of all the little disclaimer here about this banner, okay? Because weapon banners are always a scam. Same goes for the Polar Star. Although there is a fate system, you may lose the 50-50 and end up with the Memory of Dust. The Memory of Dust independently is an okay weapon, but is it a weapon that you actually want? No. For example, I have the Unforged from the Engulfing Lightning weapon banner, but I knew what I was getting into, and luckily I only have one of that. And now with our Taki Ito coming in potentially 2.3, likely in 2.3, I will just give that to him. So at least there's an owner for that, right? If I got the Memory of Dust, I wouldn't know what to do with it in my case. And I already talked about that in my previous videos as well, so do check it out. But that's just my roundup there. Now we're talking about damage, okay? So, Akuo Maru is a really powerful weapon, Claymore, that is really powerful for most of your Claymore users, okay? Especially the Claymore users that are for damage base, so with the exception of Sayu, who's more of a healer, right? Basically, it'll do well with any of your damage dealers, okay? So like Beidou, even sub DPSs like Chong Yun, right? Of course, Eula and Diluc, etc. And I already talked about this, but in my case, I will not be pulling on that banner. Just so we're clear, because I already have these other weapons for them, okay? And I've already made it very clear, and so this will be a really quick thing. I don't want to make it be a broken record here, but like the Fish Claymore that we got previously in the last update 2.1, hopefully you guys got to R5 and to level 90, that is quite comparable to the Akuo Maru. Now, the Akuo Maru at R5, and I've talked about this before too in my pre-release analysis, at higher refines basically, will outclass the Luxurious Sea Lord Fish Claymore. Yes, it will. And also at R5, it is very, very comparable, if not sometimes better, depending on the RNG situation and your overall stats. It can still be better than in R1, Song of Broken Pines, and in R1, Wolf's Gravestone. So this is my overall summary, and this is valid even after all these other players out there have already purchased them all and tested them all. So I'm summing it up for you right now. So if you want to risk it and get the R5 for it, definitely do that, and then you can call it like equivalent to a 5-star weapon. Basically, that's how good that's how good the Akuamaru is. At R1, it is actually not bad. It is definitely comparable to the Fish Lord, and definitely in some cases just a little bit lower than the Song of Broken Pines and the Wolf Gravestone. But again, at mid to higher refines, it will be equivalent to these two, or sometimes being better than them, and will be better than the Fish Claymore. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, quickly going over back to the bow that everyone's talking about, right? So again, and again, my pre-release analysis were all valid. So I did not go for it again, but the Polar Star bow is Child's best in slot. It is only good for Child. Okay. Unfortunately, the other bow users will not be able to make good use of it. The most comparable one was Yoimiya. I just did a Yoimiya review of this, and I talked about it in the beginning of the video yesterday as well. So do check it out. But long story short, Yoimiya will do better with a Rust R5, or with, of course, her own weapon, Thundering Pulse. And in many cases, those of you who are earlier game players with Skyward Harp, or if you lost 50/50, etc., or Standard Banner, Skyward Harp is still a very good weapon. Of course, it is outclassed by Thundering Pulse and Polar Star now, but that one is still a very good weapon. The Polar Star will do okay on Ganyu, but you have to proc all 4 of her different types of attacks. So you still have to do like a normal attack, etc., which is not hard. Okay. And then for the other characters, again, I won't go into all of them, obviously, but then, like, I will just be honest with you, unless you're a Mega Whale, you wouldn't be giving your 5-star weapons to 4-star characters unless you have no other characters, right? So, long story short, the Polar Star you would have to proc all 4 types of attacks: normal attack, charge attack, E-skill, and alt. Okay, and not all characters need that in their kit. For example, Yoimiya does not need to do her charge attacks, for example, so it would not be good for her, right? So just give that as a quick summary right there, okay? So of course the Polar Star bow is going to be the best in slot for Child. So again, if you guys are Child lovers, Tartaglia lovers, and you want to get him like a really good weapon, and if you did not get the Thundering Pulse or the Skyward Harp for him previously, and you want to upgrade it from your Rust, for example, then yes, but know that it is a risk. So this is just a quick summary again. So again, all my previous videos already talked about these in depth, but I want to quickly round it out now that they both weapons have been released officially, and that all other streamers have already purchased them and have already tested them out. So I want to summarize it and just say once again that my discussions about them were valid before, and they remain so. But my overall final conclusion here is, for most of the player base, 95% or 90% of you guys, please skip the weapon banner, okay? So unless you're really sure what you're getting yourself into. So that is that. So I'm going to leave it there and just end this off. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and maybe let me know if you guys are going to try your luck and pull for these or not. So let me know. Thank you.